Well, first of all, when it comes to Saturday, I won't get ahead of the president. He has said there will be direct talks with Iran on Saturday. I won't further any details from this podium for obvious reasons, security reasons. It will, provide an update as we always have. However, when it comes to Iran, the president has reimposed crippling sanctions on the Iranian regime, and he's made it very clear to Iran they have a choice to make. You can strike a deal with the president, you can negotiate, or there will be hell to pay. And as the president said yesterday, if they don't choose to move forward with diplomacy and a deal, which is the direction we do see them headed in, there will be grave consequences to pay.
During meetings with Iran, President Trump says high-level officials will be meeting directly with Iranian officials. We're hearing some pushback from Iran now saying those talks will be indirect. Can you clarify?
They will be direct talks on Saturday, and I won't get ahead of the president on any further details.
Reversing them because he's having these negotiations and having these good talks with other leaders.
Tensions are rising ahead of a pivotal round of nuclear talks set for Saturday as Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi says that the country is ready to engage with the United States, but only on its own terms. In an opinion-based editorial article published by the Washington Post on Tuesday, Araghchi confirmed Iran's intent to attend indirect negotiations in Oman aimed at reviewing a nuclear deal and reducing the risk of military conflict. He wrote, and I quote, "We are ready to engage in earnest and with a view to seal a deal." However, he warned that Iran would never accept coercion or imposition and demanded that the US explicitly rule out a military option. The talks come amid renewed urgency. US President Donald Trump, who pulled the US out of the 2015 nuclear deal during his first term, revealed the scheduled meeting during a joint appearance at the White House with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Trump described the talks as very big and said that while a deal would be preferable, failure would result in a very bad day for Iran. Despite Trump's claim that the negotiations would be direct, Araghchi contradicted that, insisting all communication would be indirect. That detail is critical given that the US and Iran currently have no formal diplomatic ties. In fact, the most recent message from Washington was sent via the United Arab Emirates and addressed to Iran's supreme leader, urging dialogue and warning of possible military action if talks break down. For its part, Iran remains defiant. While it insists its nuclear program is strictly peaceful, the country has steadily rolled back its commitments under the 2015 deal in response to the US sanctions reinstated by Trump 7 years ago. The International Atomic Energy Agency recently reported that Iran now holds enough highly enriched uranium to potentially make multiple nuclear bombs if it chooses to pursue weapons-grade enrichment. Araghchi acknowledged those concerns in his article but said Iran is willing to clarify our peaceful intent if the US shows it is serious about diplomacy. He said, "If we are shown respect, we'll reciprocate it. The ball is now in America's court." As both sides gear up for the Oman talks, top envoys have been selected. Araghchi will lead the Iranian delegation, underlining the high stakes, while Trump's Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff will head the US side. American officials are reportedly pushing for direct dialogue, but Iran has thus far refused. According to CBS News, the US is expected to call on Iran to fully dismantle its nuclear infrastructure, which is a far cry from previous negotiations. US National Security Advisor Mike Waltz reinforced this stance, saying the goal is full dismantlement, not just inspections. Meanwhile, Netanyahu has echoed this approach, calling for a Libyan-style deal that would see Iran's nuclear program completely dismantled under American supervision. But Iranian officials have firmly rejected that model. A senior Iranian foreign ministry source told the BBC the Libya model will never be part of any negotiation. Netanyahu also warned that if the talks drag on without results, a military option remains on the table. He bluntly said they go in, blow up the installations, dismantle all of the equipment under American supervision and carried out by America. Israel is widely believed to possess nuclear weapons of its own and has long viewed a nuclear-capable Iran as an existential threat. Last year, Netanyahu claimed Israel had struck an Iranian nuclear site in retaliation for a missile attack, underscoring just how close the two sides are to the brink. Saturday's talks could mark a turning point towards diplomacy or disaster. For now, the world watches and waits.